welcome to the show. Oh, it's always too warm in here. Oh,
I just play the keyboard with my boob.
That's a new skill. That is a new skill. I'll be honest, it sounded better than the fingers. I don't know what that means.
Maybe
but
this could be a new style I could adopt.
What, the Les Dawson sort of
yeah.
just drag them up and down.
Yes,
I think that could be a new
not?
thing. You could earn a lot of money on the cabaret
Very good,
circuit doing
very
that.
good.
I've got Gemma a stool.
Yay!
She's fat. No, that's got to be the other way around, else she'll slide off.
Why?
You have to sit on the handle. That's why I put it that way round, even though she's turned it round because she doesn't trust me. You have to sit on that way. No.
You're trying to catch me out here.
If I'd have let her sit on that, she would have gone straight down.
Seriously?
Yeah. How does that feel?
It feels okay.
You look, do you know what's amazing? 18 weeks, love. 18 weeks, and I've finally got you a stool.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not that comfy actually.
Is it not? Do you want to get rid of it?
No, we'll see.
Is
We'll see how it goes.
it interrupting? Is it affecting your farmers?
Well, I feel a bit slanted.
Oh
I'm
no!
on a bit of a
Oh
slant.
dear. Well, the thing is, look. We've got Gemma a stall because I think she deserves to be seen, and she's won a lovely top. And
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, thank God you put something on the bottoms this time because you are elevated enough. People can see you on the street. Good evening, everybody. And the other
thing just fell down there.
is it? Oh, don't worry about it. It's probably
Okay.
just something crucial. It's week 18, and by the way, did you hear our sponsorship?
Sponsor.
We're sellout corporate
Sponsor.
sellouts now. Because the thing is, what's amazing is most people would have sorted that out maybe week 2, and we thought, no, we're going to do 18 weeks.
Well, I think
Wait till we're shattered.
Well, 18 weeks needed to prove. What's it proved?
I don't know. I think it's proved that I'm going insane and I've picked the wrong career.
Yeah.
Do you know what's incredible though? It's 18 weeks. Gemma said to me the other day, she came in here and she said it's starting to smell in here.
Oh,
And it is. It's starting to smell.
comes.
It smells nice in here tonight though, because you've got your I'm going to say
It's Elnet.
Elnet.
Yeah, that's the word.
She's
you're
covered her body in
searching
hairspray. She's tacky.
for. By the way, Elnet
She's-
sponsorship.
She's Gemma, we've blown that. No one's interested in sponsoring us.
Oh God.
But good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Good evening.
Welcome.
Someone said today I looked homeless.
Yes.
Good. Nice confidence boost
Yeah,
there.
clever, Liz,
Thank
well
you for
done.
the T-shirt, Manky Beds.
Yay.
And a little Shed TV. I like it.
It's excellent.
On the move there. So let's start the song, Gem, as we do on Welcome to the Show. Good evening, Shedettes. Good evening, Shedshaudians.
Yeah.
Good evening, homeschoolers. Not homeschoolers, holidays.
Oh yeah. Well, not quite.
Not quite. They need them, though. They work so hard.
Oh.
Good evening, self-isolators. Good evening, homeschoolers. Good evening, back-to-workers.
Oh yeah.
Gemma, are you going to monitor the feed after the
Yes.
intro? Let's
Yep.
do that. Let's go for it. 8:15 on a Thursday night, and I grab my drink and I feel alright. Ain't got nowhere else to go, so I'm going to the garden to the Shed Show. Shed Show. Shed Show. Shed Show. Let's go. Number 18.
Give it all,
If this
give it.
show, you get on the feed, baby.
Oh, merci.
If this show was a human, it would be going out for its first pint. You've got rid of the seats.
Well,
You don't like to be visible.
I don't know
It's
how I
all
feel
right.
about this.
Just don't worry about it. I'll use it for a drink.
Right,
I'll put my
I'll
drink
pop
on it.
down. If I'm feeling a bit more confident, I'll
You'll
pop
come and
up
sit
again.
on there.
Yeah, that's
Right, well,
fine.
let me
Thanks
know
a
and
lot.
I'll move my
Cheerio,
water.
bye.
Bye-bye. Well, it worked for a bit, didn't it? But yes, this is show 18, Gemma. This would be now the show that we could go out for a legal pint.
Oh yeah.
So there we go. And welcome to the show. Gemma, we've had a bit of an interesting week. I just want to say, Gemma,
Go on.
this backdrop today is not the wall of positivity.
No.
This is everyone wearing their masks.
Come on.
Because do you know what's happened, Gemma?
Go on.
If you like me, you better put a mask on it. If you like me, you better put a mask on it. If you like the human race, put a mask on it. Don't spread your corona. Don't spread your corona.
Oh,
So
God.
basically, yeah, don't put a, but you've got to put a mask
Put
on.
a mask on.
Basically, Gemma, you've got to put a mask on
Yeah.
from the 24th of July.
Right.
So until then,
Yeah.
the coronavirus is going to have a bit of a break.
Yeah.
That's good news. It's absolutely fine. I don't know why they didn't say immediately. Do you know what's interesting though? Well, Gemma, you've connected through the speakers.
I forgot to turn it down.
Turn it down every time. It's okay. It's okay. 18 weeks. It's okay. You know, like Gemma says to me, we're not the BBC, and if she
We're not
carries
the
on, if she
BBC.
carries on making mistakes like that, we never will be.
No.
This is wonderful, Gemma. Look what we've got here, love. We've got this wall here of
I
mask-wearing
love the
legends.
wall.
Now, I can't go through all of you, but what I want to say, Gemma, is some people can pull it off and others clearly can't. This is Steve Green, looks like the milk tray man with an overstretched top. It's just gone up around his neck. It looks ridiculous. But
Can I just move this so we can
yes,
see
we can do.
faces?
Do you know what I do love though? Is everyone's rocking it, aren't they? Like,
I love these pictures.
everyone's rocking
My
this.
favourite is the startled eyes look.
Yes, it does. It does feel like I'm going to get robbed by every single one of you behind me. I'm quite unnerved by it. Do you know what's amazing though, Gemma? They're going to be walking along the street now,
Yeah.
and muzzled dogs are going to be looking at us, going, "Uncomfortable, mate, innit?"
Oh,
Now you know how it feels,
God.
right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do a quick. Let me just do some of these, Gem. I like
Right.
the pattern ones.
Yeah.
This is very
I
Axl Rose.
love. Is it? Hang on. Was it Michelle who's got the matching
Matching
headband?
top and bottom.
I
It's
love
fantastic.
that.
And the interesting one is someone's gone for the full visor,
Yeah.
which is a good move. And then there's some here like John Cooper. Oh, God bless John Cooper. He's pulling off the same level of mask that I would do. It does look like, John, you've started sniffing knickers, mate. It does. It looks like he's walked through a washing line and taken someone's pants with them. You know.
John, I've ordered you a blue one. It's going to be blue.
Do you know what? I think it's not. I think it's brown because there's a joke coming up when I've said it's brown and you've ruined that. Don't worry, darling. It's okay. Work together. That's why you should get the script, really.
God.
But it's interesting because look at all these, Gemma. People are wearing this. People are getting away with it. Looking quite good. Looking smart.
They look great.
They look good. But the thing is, like, I hope it works because I've seen some sites, man, when I've been looking at these masks. I was in Stapleford the other week, Gem. We just need to tell people how to wear them.
Yeah.
Because it's no good just going, masks are compulsory. I saw people chatting and they were talking in masks and he went, "Hang on a minute, John, I can barely talk here." He went, and he took his off. He hung his over his ear like that. He went, "That's better, isn't it?" Do you know what, Gem? At least we're safe. At least we're safe. They're morons. Do you know what? I just don't. You're walking through. It's weird, isn't it, Gem? Everyone's going to be in masks,
God.
darling. It's going to look like lunchtime at the world's biggest nail salon, isn't it? It's genuinely going to look like that. And this is the thing. These good people are clueless, man. They've got like a hammock, Gem. They've got the chin hammock.
Yes.
They've got like a big like bra hanging off the face. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I like Denzel.
Denzel
Yes.
looks like a 70s porn star that's
He's got a
hiding in the
beard hanging
bush.
out. It's
He's got the
great.
beard hanging
I
under.
love it.
Tug on that underneath, Denzel. I like it. It's a little bit cheeky, mate. But the thing is, like, they've got Gemma. It looks like you see these people, and it's hanging off their ears, darling.
Yeah.
It looks like they're walking around with a tampon flapping. Do you know, like a sanitary towel just flap? But this is the thing, right? They need to make a little flap. I saw one bloke, Gem, lift it up to have a cigarette. Just like, and then the thing is, right, Gem, the other things, they should have like
Have they got a fag flap?
No, you should have a fag flap. You need a fag flap. Or like, what they need is like LED lights so you can say, you know, stay back. You know, put them on like, stay back 2 meters, mate. The other one is, Gemma, right? I've seen people like outside of Greg's and that, just lifting them up and pushing a sausage roll underneath like that, like a cheeky little pastry.
Just shove it as much as you can.
Underneath like that, just underneath like little cheeky.
God.
It's like the kids that used to smuggle sweets into their mouth when you were at school, you know. Do you know what we do need, Gemma? I've thought about this. We need an ambassador for the masks. We need someone,
a mask
ambassador, and I think the only people that can do this, Gemma, is the band Slipknot.
Oh, God.
I mean, they are famous for their masks. I mean, imagine, Gemma,
Pretty terrifying.
imagine that, right? You come in like that and go and do your shop at the co-op with your
Jesus
spikes
Christ.
hanging out. You're perfectly legal.
I'm glad you didn't leave that lying around the house. The kids would
be absolutely well.
themselves.
I don't know if I should tell you. I've got tickets for me and Sophia. she's 4. She don't understand death cult music. Here's the interesting thing, right? The what's been interesting is that there's people who've kicked back on this. Who've gone, we don't want masks.
No.
It's my civil liberties, and this is nothing new, by the way.
Yeah.
I found this picture. You'll like this. Look, this is historic picture here.
Oh, yes.
So this is this was circulated by the Anti-Mask League in 1918 in San Francisco during a flu epidemic, right? And they sort of sick it said, look, this is what you're gonna have to have your hair cut. This is a genuine picture.
Oh, God.
And like, and this is the thing, like
So it's history.
it's history repeating itself. It's repeating itself, babe. Because people are saying, if they refuse to wear masks, right, it means they've still got control, and they're still like they're not admitting that things aren't normal, right? That's not the point to laugh. That was a serious point.
I'm sorry, I've just read a joke from Stephanie Thistledew.
I don't want to hear a joke from Stephanie Thistledew.
I'll read it out in a minute.
Right, well, let me carry on, babe. Don't interrupt me in the middle of it. Oh, it's week 18 and the tension's showing. Right? Right, listen. Right, so some people,
Yeah.
they're refusing to wear masks, right? Because then they admit something's wrong and that things aren't normal, right? That is like standing there when your house is burning down and refusing to use the extinguisher because you think it'll die down. It's going to die down. I don't believe it's happening. It's going to die down. Things aren't normal, right? This is one thing we can do to help, innit? Bang a mask on, right?
Yeah.
You use tissues to blow your nose, don't you?
Yeah.
No public clears their nostrils like Premiership footballers, Jem. Do you know like that?
Oh God!
You hate that, don't you?
I can't even bear you.
I've really tapped into it.
I can't bear you even
Doing the
even
impression.
pretending.
I know I've tapped into something
I hate
there.
that. Stop it.
I like it when
It's horrible.
I like it when people sort of come out of B&M bargain.
Oh God!
Like Ronaldo.
Just stop it now because you're actually making me feel
Sorry,
ill.
you feel worried. But I think it's more hygienic, Gemma,
Yeah.
a mask than a handkerchief. I mean, I remember like when my dad had a handkerchief, Gem.
Yeah.
Imagine that you sort of blow your nose. And why do you want to take your own bogies round all day?
I hate that word.
Well, why do you take it
Why
round
are
as
you
a
doing such horrible
taking you
words?
like some sort of bogey Uber all day, just taking around. And then people are saying, you're taking my freedom away, Gem. You take my mask, putting a mask on, taking my free. You're not getting locked in a Turkish prison, mate. Just put a little cuff on your face. Do you know what? And people are saying we don't want to be dictated to, Gem. We don't want to be dictated to. We've got to be told. I'm not going to be told to do something by a higher power, Gem. I'm not going to be told to do something by a higher power. And to those people, I say, you want to try being married because it's a daily thing, and you'll get used to it, mate. Someone said as well, here's some mad people, Gem, online. I've been looking at this today. They said, it's about facial recognition. It's about facial recognition. It's a system to get all our facial and people are like, well, you're showing half your face, mate.
What's that?
Do you know what I mean? You've not got a big database of eyes and noses. that's not criminal profiling. That's Guess Who.
Yeah,
that's
Guess Who.
Mate.
Do you know what it is? It's like a live game.
It's like live game. I'll take the app. Glasses. Has he got glasses? I can't tell. They're steamed up. Here's the interesting one, Gemma. Right, is that it's going to be difficult to enforce the fines because the police are busy enough, right? You try calling the police, right? I know you're busy with armed robberies and terrorist threats, but it's Kelly here from Peacocks, and I've got a woman who's looking at the flip flops with no mask on. What do you mean? I can't touch her, can I? What do you want? Right, they want me to throw a net over her. I've got to throw a net over her. I'm a shop assistant, not a Roman gladiator. What was your joke then before I move on?
Oh, can I tell you? It's so
come on.
funny.
Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you all.
She says there's a joke about wearing a mask from your bra. Use the left one because you don't want to look like a right tit.
Oh. Do you know what? That's what's happening. Week 18, the fans are doing better jokes than I am. Here's the interesting one, Gemma. Have you thought about this recently?
Go on.
Moment of attention. Terrorists have gone quiet, haven't they?
What?
The terrorists have gone quiet.
Oh.
What are them lot doing? Because I tell you what, COVID has been more effective than anything they've ever done.
Yeah,
I bet they're like, we've got no freedom.
No.
We're living under a regime. We're all terrified. They must be loving it.
Oh,
they must be sat back going, this is incredible. We've done nothing. But spare a thought for them, Gem.
Right.
I do spare a thought for them. Horrible people, but they're out of job like the rest of us.
Oh.
ISIS have had to furlough at least 60% of the staff. And you can't work from home if you're part of a deadly death cult, can you?
That's true.
You can't do that from home. You can't do planning and spreadsheets. You've got to get out and amongst it. They can't do it. Do you know what? Do you know what I would say, though, to these mask people and these anti-mask people?
Yeah.
Fine, don't wear the mask. Don't wear the mask. But if you get sick, you're on your own, mate. And I don't mind that, right? And you shouldn't be able to get treatment, right? So if they say, like, I'm walking around, I'm not going to wear a mask, right, you try and stave off the coronavirus with some Lemsip and some tablets from Holland and Barrett. See how far that gets you, mate. Do you know what I mean? That ain't going to happen. So, do you know what the weirdest thing is? The safest form of... Do you know what I think people should be wearing?
What?
Gimp suits. There ain't nothing getting through a gimp suit, is there? You know, people are into bondage and S&M. Not me. I'm not weird. But... they're way ahead of the game. They're way ahead of the game, aren't they, Gem? Like, you imagine that, just walking around doing the food shop, all zipped up like that, squeaking. Dragging the husband on a leash.
They'd be squeaking in this shed.
Squeaking in this shed. What? Dragging the husband on the leash.
Lord.
As they go through, Gemma, the alarms go off.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, it's the zips. It's the zips. I'd love that. Right, the advantages to the masks. I've thought about this.
Right.
Never better time to be a shoplifter, people.
No.
If you want to shoplift, go for it now. Because what can they describe you? Right, what did he look like? He was about 6 foot and he had blue eyes.
And
That's it. That's about 1 billion people. And masks are great because you can swear at people. They don't know you're doing it.
Oh,
Because you can literally go and just...
Yes.
But the problem is, right, I mean, Gemma does it to me all the time, like silent swearing, because she's concerned about the children. So she'll sort of go like that. She'll stand out of shot, won't you, the kids, and go... No, bed. Or... Oh, I spat on the camera there. That's how angry I was. And she'll go, no bed, right? Or what she'll do is she'll text me.
Yeah.
She'll text me, or she'll send me a Moonpig card. That's been a brutal one, isn't it? You get that 2 weeks later. Do I have to wipe that camera now? It's all right,
I'm looking. You're all right.
Am I all right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? But yeah, you can anyone tell you swearing behind a mask?
No, but can I say a serious flip side?
What? Lip reading.
Lip reading.
I know. I didn't want to do that because it's a comedy show and I don't want to bring it down. Jesus Christ! I saw that. It's not a great sort of cul-de-sac. It's a bit of a comedy cul-de-sac, Gemma, talking about that.
Oh, do you want me to show
I've
you?
got 20 minutes on Braille.
Scott, in a minute, I can show everyone the alphabet in sign language if you like.
No, you're all right. What is this? This is what I'm saying.
No sign language.
Right, here's the thing. Like,
Right.
what you got to do, like, is you've got like, you imagine going up to the thing like that. His eyes are swearing at me. His eyes are swearing at me. Right. The thing is, right. I tell you what it is, right.
Go on.
You've got to protect yourselves and each other. That's what it is, right? Because we're in a pandemic and our breath is lethal.
Oh,
That's what it.
God.
And it's not for the first time because I've woken up some mornings and mine smelt like I've been.
Can you wear yours in bed?
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think Gemma wants me to, because I've woken up some mornings and I've got a mouth like a cat's bumhole. And if you want to know how I know that, right, I was 13, I was lonely, and my mum and dad were at work. That is all I'm going to say. You know, there's disadvantages to the masks, right? It's easy to wear a mask if you don't wear glasses, but some of these people wear glasses, you see.
Yeah.
And I just think, one deep breath, you're going to look like a chicken in a roast, in an oven. You just... Do you know what I mean? It's impossible, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, right, I'm going to just wear a full balaclava.
Oh.
I think that's fine until I need to go to the bank.
Yeah.
And they will literally hit that panic button so fast. People going into the bank now, there's no guarantee if they're bandits or not. Everyone look like bandits. I mean, imagine Lee Senshaw walking into the bank like that.
Yeah.
You would shit yourself. You'd hit security call, the shutters are... I just want to pay in a check. You're not paying anything in here. You bandits. Get out.
Oh, God.
Here's the thing, right? I think the weird one is, Gemma, it's like everyone sounds like Bane from Batman. I heard people talking, pensioners, Gem, just going, pensions, so going like that. I think it's going to G&M bargains after this. I will strike you down, Batman. I will destroy you, but first, let's go to Grubbs. It's... The next thing, Gemma, the environment's going to be the next crisis because they've been thrown away, these masks, love.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they've only just sorted out the plastic straws. You know, you're the turtles swinging around blindfolded, banging into each other with these. And then what you'll have, Gem, is you'll have a seal cub on an iceberg, love, with a mask on its head, looking like a bandana, like Axl Rose, just sat there just waiting for some fish. Gemma's bought some masks. She's bought some masks. All the kids have got cool ones. Yeah. She's bought me a bright blue one. It would have been brown, but she's ruined that. And I just had a flashback to PE at school. Everyone's there in their cool boxer shorts. Yeah. And she's basically got me some bloody Y fronts. Yeah, I'm going to be walking around with 70s Y fronts. I used to be a designer, didn't I? Yeah. The problem is they need to look cool, right? If you're dealing with asbestos, you have a mask with ventilators on. It looks amazing. If you spray in a car, proper rubber mask with ventilators on. What I reckon you need to even Hannibal Lecter look mean in his mask, right? We're wearing masks to protect us against the biggest threat to human beings in years, and we look like we're wearing offcuts from Ann Summers. That's what it looks like, an Ann Summers thong. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, what I was going to say is...
These look great though, don't they?
They do. Here, these look great. And do you know what? It's not the only people doing it. There's some innovations.
Oh, yes. Let's have a look
got some
at these.
innovations. Look, you like this one, love. This one's genuinely true. Look at that.
Oh, God.
This is a man called, I don't know, I can pronounce this right, Shankar Karad, a resident of Pimpri Chinchwad on the outskirts of Poon City. I'm not going to try that again. That was ridiculous. Poon City. When people start...
Apologies to the residents of
Poon City. It sounds a great place. The people, what they've said is, right, he said basically, Jem, right, the medical face masks, if you get infected with the coronavirus, he knew to find a way to make himself stand out. Well, he's done that because he looks like an absolute knob. That is solid gold, Gemma.
Is it?
Solid gold. 4 grand.
Nothing's getting through that bad
Well,
boy.
the problem is, he might be protected from the coronavirus, but he's going to get mugged.
Oh,
It's a
God.
4 grand face mask, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing.
But what's happened was, right, is it's like having a look. You know what it looks like?
He looks like he's got an ashtray
No,
strapped to his
it
face.
looks like a pucker pie.
Oh,
It's full.
yes!
It looks like he's got a steak and kidney pie
Oh,
dish
God.
on his face. You know, a little bit of steak and kidney. Just pop that on the mouth there. And do you know what he said though, Gemma? He said he couldn't breathe, so he's drilled some holes in it, which renders the whole thing absolutely useless. Not the only one. Look at that, Gem.
What?
Look at that one.
Oh, what?
Now this one is genuine. This is ASOS.
Is that like chainmail?
Chainmail. This was out before the virus, right?
Right, okay.
So this is like they were ahead of the game, but like this is weird, isn't it? Because this is like
So masks are in.
this is like camp chainmail, isn't it?
I love
so
it.
You're walking out in the streets, Gemma. You want to look good in a riot.
Yeah.
That's what you put
I
on,
love
right?
that.
It looks like an alien doily or a Terminator belly dancing. That's what it looks like to me, right? But do you know what's the interesting thing? Is
Go
like
on.
you see these sort of things on the catwalk in Milan, and you go, only idiots would wear that.
Yeah.
And now they look, there we go. I'm not knocking you guys, but
Yeah.
this could be Milan. This is Milan. I like the full visor. It's wonderful. The lines of the visor.
It's so in.
It's so in.
this season.
Wearing full PPE and a visor to go for dinner and cocktails. It's just so in now. So there you go. That's do you know my other one? Oh, I've got to tell you this. This is my favourite story of the week.
What's this one?
America.
Oh, God!
That person there,
Right.
13 years old, dressed as a nana,
What?
wears a mask because they can't tell how old they are, going in buying booze. Genius.
No!
Absolute
Oh,
genius. right?
God!
So basically, all these nanas are walking in, dressed up wigs and stuff.
That's genius!
Yeah, and people, I bet they're going, I've just served this one. She had the
Oh.
eyes of a 14-year-old boy.
Oh, God, do you know what, though? I reckon I've got the eyes of a 21-year-old, but it's just the rest of my face that looks 41.
21. But
Maybe I might get asked
no,
for ID.
no, you've got
Oh.
21 on one side, 21 on the other, 42.
Oh.
So, the thing is, like, here we go. So, like, what I love about that, Gemma, is like these old ladies are coming in
Yeah.
and buying like 5 litres of White Lightning, walking out. And we're having a party at the care home. That's what we're having, mate. Oh, Matt, do you know what we're going to do? Do you know what I want to do, Gemma?
Go on.
I want to talk about one more thing, then we're going to go to our question of the week.
Oh,
because we've
great
got so
question.
much to get through
Oh,
tonight.
bloody
And it's
hell.
bloody warm in here.
It's bloody boiling.
Here we go. Someone doesn't like bogies like you, love. But
I know!
the other big news is
Go
that
on.
firms are leaving city centres, right?
Yeah.
They're leaving, they're abandoning it. And I can understand it. I've heard interviews, people saying, like, there was an interview on Radio 4, because I'm quite cultured, and there was a person who had a commute of 2 hours every day,
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
Two,
One way or-
two trains,
Oh,
and
what?
2 tubes, and then she says, I just don't feel like I can go back to work because I'm not sure that it's safe.
Oh.
Now, she doesn't mean that.
Go
She's
on.
like, I've realised I'm mental doing 2 hours a day on a train and I don't want the job anymore. But I don't want to leave because it'll look bad on my CV. I basically want to stop going into that bloody office. And that's what it is. People realise how ridiculous their working lives were. It's like we're all sobering up after years of binge drinking. It
Right,
really is.
yes.
We're at a time now.
You can't blame them.
You can't be like, what do you want to come into the office? What, sit in rush hour traffic just so I can battle with a printer for a day
Oh,
and breathe in
God.
Alan's body odour? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Do you know, coffee shops are worried, and rightly so, right?
Yes,
Because they're going to
yes.
lose a lot of trade, but people can recreate that experience at home. What you need to do is make yourself a quick cup of instant in a cardboard cup with your name on it. Drink it quite quick, then go outside and sling 20 quid into your wheelie bin. It's the same experience, you know. But I think there's a massive can't be arsed vibe
Yeah,
going across the
yeah.
nation, and I've cottoned on to this now.
Go
I
on.
think we're at a point now where everything's just too much effort.
Yeah.
So people are like, do you want to go to the pub? No, mate, because there's an app to download. People are bringing me drinks like something out of Outbreak. I can't go to the toilet because I've got a queue. Should you? No. Do you want an haircut? Yeah, when do you want it? This year? I'm sorry, 2025 now. Oh, God. Can't be asked for that either. Do you want to go to the shops? Yeah, I do. Right, you need to dress like you're after a riot, mate. You've got to be served by people in visors and gloves who speak. You can't speak to you because they might kill you. Everything's one way. If you forget that loaf of bread, mate, you're done.
back.
Keep walking. Because there's no way back. It'll take
Oh, I
another
hate
hour.
that.
It'll take another hour, mate. Like, nipping to Sainsbury's Local now
Yeah.
is like queuing for the Oblivion at Alton Towers. But without the buzz at the end, right? And all your favourite TV programmes are shit now because they've got no live audience. So it's like a Zoom meeting with weird laughter. And I can see why people have just turned around and gone, do you know what? Bollocks to this.
Yeah, I'm staying
I'm going to bed until all this blows over. I'm not having this.
Hey, what's that about weird laughter? Is there wrong with weird laughter?
No, we've made a whole show on it. I've got a bit of news.
Ooh!
I've done a gig on a roundabout last week.
Oh, get
on
in.
the grass verge of a roundabout. It was fantastic. Stood on a little stage and people came out. They got the roundabout mode. First time in years, apparently. They all brought the chairs, brought the drinks and brought the snacks. And I did say it was fantastic. And it was live. Real people with faces. No internet, no streaming issues. No one's... He's looking at me on a Zoom call like some noisy advent calendar shit goggle box. Real humans who could breathe and the heartbeat.
Noisy advent calendar.
Yeah, but I tell you what, there won't no substitute for you shed Shodians.
No.
But the thing was, Gemma, I said to them, you take me away from this roundabout, you're sat on a roundabout drinking. You are tramps. They are so close to being tramps. But it was great. And I did a gig in here, Gemma.
Yeah.
I did a gig in here to Saturday night. And in this shed, on a Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen, I went to California, France, Dubai, the Middle East, London, Stevenage and Hull. All from in here. This shed isn't a shed anymore. It's like Willy Wonka's elevator.
It's a TARDIS.
It's a TARDIS. I've been all over the world. And do you know what the amazing thing was? Someone contacted me on Twitter. I did a gig to some people in a hot tub in California. I don't know either. I don't know what was happening. This man said to me, I really enjoyed that. He said, do you know what the best bit was? That virtual background of that shed is genius. It's not virtual, it's real, mate. I'm in a real shed. It was the guy's 40th birthday. They were meant to be in Portugal. She'd booked a comedian for him, Gem. He was meant to be in Portugal and he got a Yorkshireman bellowing punchlines into a webcam in a shed. Poor man, but it was fantastic. Gemma, on your feet. We're going to do question of the week. We're rocking tonight, baby. I feel like we're rocking. I'm enjoying it tonight.
Oh, dear.
I'm sweaty. How are you doing?
I've chosen to wear a top made of a bin bag
Well,
tonight,
that's a stupid move, isn't it? You look like you're ready.
Sheesh.
You look like a bin bag.
Oh, sorry. Everybody, look, because the heat's bending
The
everybody.
heat is curling things. Right. I'm going to have to open the door a little bit because I am boiling now.
Jesus, yeah,
Right,
it's really
right,
hot in
okay,
here.
Gemma.
Okay, question of the week.
Yeah. Question of the week was...
Go, hit me.
Question of the week is... Historical figures.
Yes.
Who would you like to have dinner with or meet and why?
Oh.
Now, we've had some really interesting... I think this is genuinely an interesting question. I think for the first time in 18 weeks, I've done something I'm actually interested in your answers for. I'm joking. I love you all. First person, John Griffin. He would like to meet Isaac Newton. He's one of the giants of science. It would be fascinating to hear him discovering things that we can now learn about in schools. Also, for a wind-up, he has explained his laws of gravity. I would mention that my previous dinner guest was Einstein, and his theory of gravitational relativity has redefined gravity. And then he would sit back and let them fight it out. Wonderful, John. Because what you've done there, mate, is you've introduced something intelligent, and you've basically made two men fight. And I love that, John. The problem is, though, he said, sit back and watch the fireworks. If you're watching the fireworks, mate, that would compound the problem of gravity. Now, this show now has gone super clever. We're now at super clever level here. We've gone from bogies to theory of relativity. Do you see how versatile? You know what gears I've got, baby? If you're watching Radio 4, versatile. I am versatile. Here we go, right? Nicola Lee, she'd like to see Henry VIII.
Yeah,
and ask
I said Henry VIII.
why is he so obsessed with killing his wives? Do you know what's amazing, though? Think about this.
Yeah.
Imagine being his bride-to-be.
Oh, God.
They're here. They need to have a look at themselves.
They do.
Because imagine what happened to your last one. What? Where's your last wife? Does she still see the kids? Not exactly, no. What about the one before that? Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Just put the dress on. Come on. Chop, chop. Time's money. Let's get married. Incredible.
God.
Kevin Daniel.
Yeah.
He wants to meet Freddie Mercury. Because he said he did
my
this
hero.
just to do this joke. On a work conference call the other day, someone told the group the password for the spreadsheet they had shared was Flash. To which I shouted, my best friend Freddie voice, in this best Freddie voice, saviour of the universe. I thought it was on mute, but it wasn't. Kevin, that's hilarious.
I wish I could have heard that.
Here we go. And someone else, Rachel Mary, wants to go for dinner with
Oh, yeah. Rachel, we've got your shed on the
Rachel's
wall.
got a shed she works in. She wants to go for a dinner with this man, Roy Bennett. I don't think you've got the idea of this, Mary. This is not Tinder, my darling. We're not dating here. This is a historical figure. You're not just going to go for dinner with this man. And also, Mary, Rachel, he would make you pay. So don't do that. He would definitely make you pay.
No, he'd take her for a carvery.
He'd take her for a carvery. Stephanie Moore, she wants to go with Guy Fawkes. Because she wants to know what he thinks about this current government. I think Stephanie's plotting something there. Stephanie, you naughty girl. So that was that. People, do you know what? Though we're going to go straight on because what we've done here, Gemma, is
this a seamless link?
This is a seamless link because what I've done is I've got some historical figures and I've put them all in an imaginary Big Brother house.
Oh,
right?
Brilliant! Dear 13.
Right, you can do the. What does the music go like? I coming in. What's the music for Big Brother? Well, welcome to Big Brother, the historic edition. Right? Do you know what you'd have to do though? First of all, Gemma,
go on.
They'd have to have them in the green room first and go right. Listen, we need a questionnaire here because we've had a few issues with historical people of late. Now, listen here, Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi.
You seem like a sound lad.
Yeah.
But has anyone got anything on you? Right? Because I don't want to be the subject of a Twitter row, mate. Right? I would definitely have my first person in there would be Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes.
Mahatma Gandhi would be my first person. He came to Beeston on the train.
Where we live.
He came to Beeston. He said, "There's not enough sheds." What I love about it though, he's a chilled out fella, Gem.
Yeah.
He might be a bit too chilled out though. Because I worry about him in that house, right? Because he's practiced the philosophy of passive resistance.
Yes.
And they'd eat him alive in there.
Really
You'd have someone shouting at him in the kitchen, "Just pick a side, Gandhi." Why do you always sit on the fence, mate? In your John Lennon glasses and dressing gown. You think you're better than me, mate, just because I'm an influencer. You think you're better than me. There'd be a row in there about the washing up, right? And instead of doing anything, do you know what he'd do? He'd just lay next to the dishwasher for a month. That's not helping anyone, Gandhi.
I really think I'd have got on with him.
I think Gandhi would have been one of those that stays in the background, tries to sneak through.
But he would have won. He'd have been a quiet...
Gemma's really into this.
I'd have had my money on Gandhi.
Right, okay. Well, in that case, the next person
Pass it to me.
The next person in, after Gandhi...
Pass Gandhi over here.
Next one, there you go, Gandhi. Next one in after Gandhi would be... Next one is Florence Nightingale joins the house.
Now, as a hypochondriac, I'd be quite glad she was in there.
Yeah. Do you know what I do love about her, right? She'd be good. She'd be in medical emergencies, shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
She looks quite aggressive. You know, she looks like
she just doesn't take any rubbish.
She'll take any rubbish. She'd be like, I can imagine her. This is it with the voice I've given her, Gemma.
Right.
Right, I've lived through Crimean War, right? And I've seen some terrible things, but if I have to hear, listen, if I have to hear Joan of Arc throwing shade about my William Shakespeare, my Billy, and one more time, when I'm trying to relax in this hot tub, right, I will strangle her with my stethoscope because she's a bitch. The other one, Gemma.
Oh,
this is
bit of flow,
this is my favourite joke I've written, by the way.
Which one?
This next one.
Oh Jesus, what's this?
This is genius. Okay.
Okay.
Ready, everyone?
Are you ready, everyone?
Samuel Pepys is in the diary room.
Oh God! Do you know what?
Brilliant.
Do you know what shocked me the most about Samuel Pepys?
Yeah.
You don't spell it Pepys.
Is it not? Oh, it's P-E-P-Y.
Yeah.
Pepys.
I always thought it was like Samuel Pepys through the curtain.
P-P-Y-S. Samuel Pepys. He'd always be in there, wouldn't he? In the diary room again.
Yeah.
Stop writing things down, Samuel. He's got it all written down, this guy. Here we go. Next one. Right. Next person in there.
Michael Waterhouse wants a drum roll.
More like someone dancing on the keyboard. The next one is Albert Einstein.
Oh, right? Now
He'd be great. Do you know why I'd have him in there?
Varum.
Quiz.
Oh, quiz master.
Imagine that, the quiz. No, the quiz they have to do, having Einstein on your team. Just sat there twiddling
trying to bag Einstein,
twiddling his moustache, going, the answer is obvious. You are idiots. I don't know why he talks like that. My next one, Gemma.
Oh, brilliant.
Next one, right? Next one after this, right, is... this is one of my favourites. Not a popular choice, but you've got to have that sort of nasty Nick character in there.
Yes! Oh, God, who have you got?
Dear 15, Mussolini joins the house. Mussolini, right? He'd turn up as a surprise guest in week 3, right? And in week 15, right? And he'd be one of them contestants, on the VT who goes, I just say what I want.
Yeah.
I say what I like, and I'm gonna shake things up. And then he'll spend the rest of the time sitting in the bench at the corner of the garden, just being miserable. Do you know what I mean? And they'd be like, come on, Muzzo, come and join us for the roller disco, mate. Come on, get your roller skates on, Muzzo.
Yeah.
Come on, Muzzo, stop being so depressed. I don't know I don't know who this Scouser is. Maybe, I don't know who is that. Maybe
God knows.
Alan Turing, was he a Scouse? Oh, I got this idea about this internet, mate. It's going to be cracking. All right. The next person I'd have in there is Albert Hoffman. Now, you might not know who Albert Hoffman is.
The Hoffmeister.
The Hoffmeister. He's not. He basically discovered LSD, right?
Jesus.
And what I've got a soft spot for scientists who experiment on themselves.
Yes.
Because I just love that. I love the idea that they just go, might die, but I'm going to give it a crack, right? Because he'd be in the house, Jem, wouldn't he? He'd be drinking bleach, snorting chopped up dishwasher tablets. He'd just be tripping off his head for days, right? And they'd all be arguing about who'd been nominated.
Yeah.
And he's in the background, Albert, in his pants. Albert, do you want to join us? No, I'm riding an imaginary unicorn. I'm all right. And that'd be him for days. Incredible.
Oh, God. Brilliant.
The other thing is,
He's
right?
Still on, don't worry, yeah.
Oh, I'm scared. Right, the other one,
Yeah.
the next one after that, so that's Albert Hoffman.
I love a bit of the Hoff.
Hoffman.
We've got
After this, we have William Shakespeare, everybody.
Oh,
Billy Shakespeare.
Come on, Billy.
Just for the bedtime stories.
You still on here, Duck? Stop
Just for
watching
the
it.
bedtime stories. That's how we'd have Willie. He'd be amazing. He'd be there, just be like in there, sitting in the middle of wearing his Jacobean ruff, which would probably collect crumbs, no doubt. And there'd be a game where they had to like dance to the podium every time someone said a Shakespeare play. Do you know what I mean? Like, where do you live, peeps? Devon, a lovely little village. I suppose you could say it's more of a hamlet. Do get up there, William. Get up there, William.
Yeah, but Bill, he'd be really annoying at the dinner table, like, because he just wouldn't say past the salt. He'd be like, "Couldst thou please
Put the bow, furnish me with
and you're like,
a
Bill,
condiment
spit it
of
out,
the
Bill."
salty variety." Shut up. Do you know the other one I'd have in there, Gemma?
Go on.
I'd have Paul McCartney. Just a bit of light relief.
Right, can we just stress Paul's not dead?
No, he's not dead, but he'd be in there, and it'd be amazing because he'd be able to do the frog chorus. Imagine the frog chorus with Mussolini. That's worth watching, isn't it? Joan of Arc.
Oh,
She'd
no,
be in
she
there.
was my
Now,
choice.
she's Gemma's choice. She takes no nonsense. She wouldn't be fans of the English, right?
Yeah, but I could speak French to her.
You could speak French. The problem is, Gemma, as soon as you have one barbecue, she'll be terrified. And you can't have that. And my favourite, a bit of a curveball in the Big Brother house, people, just for shits and giggles, we'd have the cast of Rainbow. I don't know why I put those in there, but I just think...
I used to love Rod, Jane and Freddie.
I just love the idea of Zippy and George talking to sort of like George going...
Wow, George.
coming up to sort of... Cheer up, Mussolini. Come on. I can't do the voice. I've overshot it and I should have practiced. So there we go. That was my Big Brother history, people. And that was the first question of the week, Gemma. That was good, wasn't it?
That was very good.
Did it work okay?
It worked brilliantly.
We had a bit of a stagger.
I think we should pitch that to Channel 5.
What, Big Brother the History Edition?
Yeah.
I think we maybe should. Right. Is our question of the week has got 2 parts, Gemma.
Oh,
Here
I
we
love
are.
a two-part.
Now, here's the second part. Now,
Right,
this
go
is
for it.
interesting. Right. Because I want to talk, this is all about history, isn't it?
Yes.
So I want to talk about
history.
museums.
Oh,
right?
God. I
Because
love a museum.
Now, the interesting thing is visiting museums as a kid, it's part of history, isn't it? That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And we used to go to the Jorvik Centre.
Oh, the
right.
smelly old.
Yeah, and that was always a strange experience. So same experience every time. You'd go on the coach, right?
Yeah.
You'd go on the coach, you'd walk round, wonder why it smelt funny. Get yourself a pencil and a rubber, then go home, right? There'd be a battle reenactment, which is normally 2 failed drama students hitting each other with fake swords. And the kids are just laid on their bellies doing drawings or school activity sheets. There's a teacher with a lanyard trying to make it really exciting.
Yeah.
Just going, look, children, look, there's a wooden cigarette case made from real mahogany. Look at the craftsmanship, the hand-carved details. Why don't you marry it, sir, if you like it that much, mate? The museums, right? There's a lot of theft and ethics behind it, right?
Yes, yes.
Because like many of the items in a museum, right, are either stolen or people were pressured into handing them over, right?
This is true.
So like they turn in, they will genuinely they turn up and they go, I like your rug, mate. Yeah. Do you want to donate it? No. If I asked you at gunpoint, would you want to donate it? Right? And they're going, do you know where that rug would look good? Where? On a plinth in the middle of Liverpool. That's where that would look. I want to keep it here in Africa, you bellend.
Oh, God.
Collectors went round just bringing stuff back with them. Like, it must have been ridiculous, their baggage allowance. You couldn't bring an Egyptian obelisk back on a Ryanair flight, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're a normal bloke doing this, Gemma, you're a hoarder, aren't you?
Yes.
But if you stick it in a museum, you're a collector.
Yes,
It's weird.
true.
It's like an archaeological Argos. The only difference is a museum knows what it's got, right? They're on about giving their artefacts back to their rightful place.
Yes.
That's what they're on about. That'll never work, will it? That'll never work, right? There'll be nothing left. They'll just in that museum will just be a coffee shop and empty plinths, right? What I want to do, Gemma, very quickly before we ring my mum and dad, because I've rabbited on.
It's been beautiful.
It's been beautiful.
I think you'll agree we've all learned something.
We've
tonight
learned something
as well.
tonight,
It's rather
didn't we?
educational.
Gemma, I need some spacey sounds because we're going to do a museum of the future.
Oh God!
That's what we're going to
Right,
do.
do you want me to create something?
Just a little bit of a spacey sound to
God.
introduce this. Because I think museums in the future, who's going to be in there? Who are the historical figures that are going to be in these museums?
We need something weird.
Just not too long, love. We've got just whatever you can do. Oh, that's quite good. Already she's got it. The Museum of the Future. Museum of the Future. Ooh. Perfect.
Thank you.
Well done, Gemma. So, I'm the tour guide at this museum, right, Gem? So imagine you're in this museum and you're walking around and I'm the tour guide, right? If you'd like to follow me, ladies and gentlemen, into the museum now. What you can see here, first thing, we've got the Kardashians. They're a famous dynasty. Now, what did they do? No one knows what they do. Now, Kanye, Gemma, President West, he was once a famous singer. I know it's hard to believe. It sounds mad, doesn't it? Now, coming across to the next section, Gemma, these are the influencers.
Oh,
What did they do, you might ask? Again, no one knows. With a name like influencer, you'd think they'd have important things to say, wouldn't you? But they didn't. It was incredible. It was about wearing some sunglasses for a company and then doing a pout. That's what it was. I mean, I've said that, Gemma, and we've got sponsorship from Interlude
I was going to
Events.
say,
So
bring it on.
I've sold out.
Send the sunglasses, Jesus.
Gemma, next room.
Yes.
Come through to the social media room.
Oh, Jesus. What are you going to have on this one?
Now, in this room, we've just got one man shouting arguments and ill-thought-out opinions into a void. Is there anything else you might ask? No, that's it. That's the entire
like one
room.
of those interactive stands where you can just shout into this
Just
funnel.
a whole into a one-way funnel.
Yeah, this is a metaphor for Twitter.
For Twitter, yeah. And Gemma, here, look, we've got the TikTok wall. Now, this. Let me just say, this is the first video that went viral. Now, what you can see here is people pouring cold water over themselves. Now, they can't stop. There's people who've been in this museum. This is a live exhibit, Gemma.
Yes.
They've been doing it 30 years now. And the people in the corner, you might wonder, what's that new language you're speaking? What? Listen to it. What's up? What's it? What's up? What's up? That was from a Budweiser advert, and they can't stop doing it. What's up? Now, Gemma, here we've got a strange tribe, Gemma.
Oh.
A strange tribe known as the Millennials.
The Millennials.
The Millennials, they speak a strange language known as the hashtag. And they say in it after every single sentence.
Yeah, in it.
What they do is, there's footage of them on the museum wall here. They come out of coffee shops, Gem, in their skinny jeans. And they would get on the property ladder, but they've spent their entire deposit on smashed avocado. The thing is, the Millennials, they don't drink, right, Gemma?
Right.
And they're having less children. And those statistics are clearly related, because until you have kids, you never feel like getting shit-faced on a Tuesday afternoon. And their STDs amongst them are low, Jen.
Oh, all-time low.
That's related as well, because no one ends up with chlamydia after a night on the caramel latte. Do they? Now, I'm getting camper as this person, but I love it.
I love It suits you.
Now, they're a more anxious generation, though, the millennials, okay? So their mental health, they might not drink, but their mental health is ruined, okay? Social media has made them anxious, depressed, and it's destroyed their self-confidence. Do you know what the answer is to the millennials?
Go on.
A drink. Now here, Gemma, we've got the baby boomers. Now the boomers, they're our parents' age. They're sort of born in the 40s, the boomers. This is the last great generation, Gemma.
Yes.
They are having an amazing time, right? They've got something called pensions, which no one has anymore. They offer a comfortable retirement. Some of them stop working at 55, which I know is ridiculous. What's the retirement age now in 2500? Oh, that's it. It's 106. And your soul, Gemma, your soul keeps working for another 30 years.
Oh, yes.
Just like any older generation, they hated the youth. They called them feckless and irresponsible, even though they spend their days and their retirement years passing on STDs, smashing through boxes of wine in their conservatories at 3 p.m. while watching reruns of Cash in the Attic on UK Gold. The boomers made more money on something called the property ladder, Gemma, which is before the UK was underwater, right? The property ladder, which became the property bubble, which then became the property impenetrable prison, which can only be accessed by a deposit from mummy or daddy.
Yeah.
The boomers bought a 7-bedroom mansion, Gemma, for 15 pence in 1962 and sold it for 3 million quid. But many of them are still struggling to manage. That's from a mum and dad right there.
Yeah.
Historically, the boomers were hard-working, noble people with a very balanced and considered attitude until they got over 60. And then on that day, every single thing pisses them off.
Yeah, they've got shit to it.
They've got a whole section here. Look, Gemma, look. They spend days of the weeks just arguing about the parking regulations in the local area. Now, the final section is the Gen Z room. Now, the Gen Z room are born after the year 2000. And we have to change this room every hour because they've got no attention span. That's a cracking joke.
That's a great joke.
Thank you, I wrote that one. You can fill in the feedback form on the way out, but make sure you do a like or a love emoji, because if you don't, they will literally explode. We can see in the corner, we've got the firstborn child, Gemma, with a screen for a face, which was a medical marvel at the time. Now, finally, 2 more rooms to come through now. These are the most controversial rooms in the museum. This is the Brexit room.
Oh.
Would anyone like to go in? Good, because it's a bloody nightmare in there. And I'll be honest, once you're in the Brexit room, you can't leave.
Good. Let's just high five.
No matter how you try, you can't leave. You think you've left. You think you've left, Gemma.
Yeah.
But you're still in the room. The other room is, now this is a very serious room.
Go on.
This looks like an empty room. There's gaps on the walls here. Some of you are saying, well, why is there all blue tack and artefacts that have been thrown into the corner? Is this room not finished, you might ask? I'm afraid this is called the cancelled room. And we've been very busy lately.
Yes.
So everyone in here who's made a mistake, because you're not allowed to do that now, they're all in the corner. What? No, please. No. I know, yes, it's very I know there's a copy of Harry Potter on that plinth. Don't even ask me. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it. Like I don't want to talk about it.
I've just been told that so-and-so's just made a...
Yeah, we're going out. There you go, Gemma. That was... Can we have the music at the end?
Oh,
and then
right.
make this a lovely finished bit that I can clip for the internet. This was the Museum of the Future. Oh, better. What do you think? That's a nice feature.
I like that
That's a nice feature. Now, what time are we on here?
We're at melt o'clock.
Melt.
We are literally melting.
I have got some people have told me this is what I'm going to do. I was going to do quarantine quarrels, but we're running out of time, so I'm going to ring my mum and dad.
Let's do it.
But what I want to do before we do, people wrote in and
Yes.
said to me who they think is going to be famous in the future.
Oh, this is interesting.
Right, we've got some crackers here. John Fothergill, brilliant comedian, just said whoever wins. Cheers, John. Lee Kyle said that Paul McCartney is going to be the biggest artistic genius of the 20th century.
It could be onto something there.
Bob Geldof's been mentioned.
Yes.
Carl Jones, I mean, this is quite embarrassing here. Scott Bennett, billionaire, shed entrepreneur, Carl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Toulouse events. Matt Taylor has basically said all the Stevens. So, Steven Spielberg, Stephen Hawking, Stephen King. He likes the Stephen. I think Hawking might be.
Could you put Fry in there?
Yeah, but Fry's just clever, isn't he?
He is.
That's what people have said.
Yeah.
Neil Armstrong is dead, but Buzz Aldrin could be remembered too.
Yes.
I think the first moon journey was seen more important in the future, where at the minute it doesn't seem to be, as it's not been followed up yet.
Oh.
Or did it even happen? Ooh, tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat. Tinfoil Space Museum. Someone here, Mandy Rose, she wrote this after having a drink, I think. Joanna Lumley. Okay, Mandy, all the best.
I love Joanna Lumley.
John Pearson here, because then it was a free-for-all.
Mandy, ignore him.
Then it was the free-for-all here. John Pearson put Barry Scott from the Sillet Bang adverts. You know we're getting...
I love Barry Scott. What happened to Barry Scott?
Barry Scott. He drowned in a vat of Sillet Bang. He found out that stuff was toxic.
Oh, God.
It's all about you, isn't Scott, isn't it? That's what Sir Michael Waterhouse has said. I don't know what you mean by that.
No, that was ages
Oh,
ago.
it was
ages ago.
Here we
Put us
go.
in context.
Someone has said Donald Trump, because people will not believe he was able to be president and what he's done. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
Alan Turing. And someone has said here, The Rock.
Yes.
There's some crackings here. Craig from Big Brother for exposing Nasty Nick. Craig.
God, he was on the fence
He
sprayer.
was. Do you know what? Craig, I nominate Shadi. That's a topical impression.
Very good.
No, Nasty Nick, come on, Nick, you've been fiddling with the votes. Who do you think you are, Mussolini? That's a callback to a bit that won't work, because I'll have to,
Yeah.
Here we go. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. Tony Robbins, Saddle Guru. I don't know any of those people.
Beg your pardon?
Noam Chomsky, Kermit the Frog, and Banksy. There's lots here.
Banksy.
Greta Thunberg, David Attenborough. I think I agree with some of those.
Oh, yes.
Bill Gates,
Yes.
and Jurgen Klopp.
Oh, yes.
And Levi Roach. They're cracking, those. I think they're brilliant.
Cracking.
Oh man, do you know what? This has been. I've really enjoyed this show tonight. I
I
really
have
enjoyed
enjoyed it. And
It's been lovely. It's been great,
It's
hasn't
been
it?
great.
Now, I did have some quarrels, but do I do them or do I not do them?
I think.
Do I do one or do I
ring
not
your
do
mama.
them? I think ring my parents. I mean, I have got quarrels, but bearing in mind we've got 18 weeks and we might be doing this for another 10, and I've not got any material. You have no idea. When Thursday lands, you ask her, I have a little cry.
Cold sweat.
I have a little cry because I go, I've genuinely got no idea what to do. I'll tell you one little quarrel. Gemma, this is a constant quarrel. This she sells. I'm a bit smelly sometimes, but this is a constant. That's not the quarrel.
No.
The quarrel is Gemma has a little moment on a Saturday, don't you, darling, where you sit down.
I have no idea what you're going to say.
No, you sit down. That's why I never tell you.
Right.
You sit down on the sofa.
Yeah.
She listens to a podcast.
Are we
And,
allowed to say it? Of course we are.
Well, yeah, Shag, Married and Void,
Yeah,
brilliant
of course,
podcast.
yeah.
She listened to a podcast and it's a little moment. It's a little spa weekend
I love
for
it.
Gemma.
It's a
And
moment.
she won't be interrupted. And the
Nope.
interesting thing is she won't be interrupted, but sometimes I interrupt her and I know she's getting more angry because I'll interrupt her and then I've set the ball rolling because I'll say, Gemma, and she'll be like, what? What is it? What? The earphones pop out angry.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't even have to remove them.
She does the silent swearing. What is it? What is it?
No, I'll put my mask on first.
Put mask on. What is it? What? Sit back the gimp mask.
Yeah.
What is it? Right. And I said, and then I'll say, oh, it doesn't matter. She went, well, it does now.
Yeah.
It does now.
What?
But the problem is then it built up.
Yes.
And it's got to be a big thing. It's got to be something like the kids are hanging off the drain pipe. It's got to be that level
Yes.
of tension. The kids are in trouble because I can't interrupt her. And when I actually say, I think what it is those Satsumas aren't as juicy as the other ones. She'll quite likely hate me for that. So that's my little. That's not a quarrel. That's me just admitting being an idiot.
Yes.
But
Do you feel better now?
I do feel better for getting
Oh,
that. I've got some more quarrels
Jesus.
next week. We'll have to do those next week.
Oh man, I am really.
It's very
Why is
warm,
it so
isn't
hot
it?
tonight?
It's because it's. I don't
Is
know
it
what
that
it is.
new light?
I think there's no air in here. I don't know. Well, should we ring my mum and
I
dad?
can't even see out the window.
Let's ring my
Steamed up.
parents. Give them a bell, baby.
All right then, let's
Give
do
them a
it.
bell. Oh, it's so warm in here, guys.
Sheesh.
We're going to ring
kebab.
Roy and Mags,
Right,
who are
here we
our own
go.
historic legends.
Now then.
I hope you've enjoyed it tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Everyone seems to be happy.
Everyone's happy. Here we go. Max and Roy.
Hello?
Hello, Mags and Roy. How are you?
Oh, are you alright?
We're
Look,
great.
warming
How are
up,
you?
Ah,
Mags.
It's warm in here, Magsy.
Oh, it's
I know,
warm.
it looks as if you're absolutely boiling. I'll just put you on to your dad then, love.
Thank
Oh.
you. It's so small in here, but so warm.
So warm.
Oh,
I
hot.
Oh,
Hot. How you doing, Dad? Have you enjoyed the show?
That's been great, love.
Did you enjoy the historic stuff?
Yeah, it's been good.
Very
It's
good,
been all right. Yeah.
Very good, love.
Yeah. Are you okay then?
A little bit of history.
Yes.
My time.
Yeah, you've got time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, up at the hall,
Yes.
Yes.
Snidel Hall. Very niche, Dad.
Oliver Cromwell resided there for the time.
Wow.
Before he went to Pontefract Castle
Yeah.
with the Royalists. The Royalists were in the castle, and Oliver Cromwell, he went with his lot to starve them out.
Right.
Never knew that.
I never knew that. That's like a proper history lesson, Dad.
Was the Royalists dug a tunnel
Wow.
because obviously they were surrounded and they couldn't get any food in. They dug a tunnel and they finished up coming up in Airedale.
Amazing.
Well, they had a look to see what Airedale were like, and they thought there'd be a better chance going back to the castle and starving to death.
I love you, Dad.
No offence
I
to
love you.
Airedale.
Dad, have you got a song for us this evening to finish
what
off?
we got?
Well, believe it or not.
You have? Well, that's a shock.
We're laughing because we know what it's going to be like.
Go on.
It's Shotgun
It's
by
what?
George Exeter.
George Exeter, Shotgun.
I think it's Exeter, but there's an ink blot on. We can't see with it.
George Exmouth!
George Exeter. You can hear him in the... I'll be riding shotgun in my Dipper base cream. Let's do it.
That's what we have a crack at.
Let's hear it then, guys. Let's hear it.
So if we go...
Here we go. We'll do a montage, shall we?
Homegrown alligator. See you later. Gonna hit the road. Gonna hit the road. Something changed in the atmosphere. Architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this.
What?
Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. You need to know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. South of the equator, navigator, hit the road. BP diving around the clock, bikini bottoms, rocker top. I can get used to this. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and can see what I need. There's a mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. We got two in the front, yeah, two in the back,
Yeah!
still on, and we don't look back.
Woo! Oh, kazoo!
I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around and you'll see what I mean. There's a mountain talk that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be.
Superb! Superb, Mum and Dad. That was fantastic. Very good.
Ooh, very good.
Getting better, folks. Getting better.
Oh, that was awesome.
I
Oh,
don't know. We struggled a bit with that one, didn't we?
we did brilliant,
That
guys.
was so good.
Listen, you've been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. You're our history legends. You're the ones that you'll be in the museums of the future, you two.
Because we're old.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll be in a few one day.
my dad would be an exhibit now, to be honest. I love it. Who would you put in as in the future as a legend? Some ukulele player?
I think it's got to be George Formby.
George
Oh,
Formby.
yes.
Well, there you go. That's your addition. Say goodbye, Mum and Dad. We're going to say good night to everybody. Good night, Mum and Dad. Bye-bye. Oh, wonderful. Well done. Cracking show.
Awesome.
Everybody, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was smooth. I hope things were good.
Smooth as
Smooth.
a baby's bum.
We'll see you all next week. Gemma, you're going to play us out.
I am
We're going to put
indeed.
some music
I'm
on.
going to put some music on.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the show. If you did enjoy it, drop us a donation down here. You know how that works by now. If you didn't enjoy the show, why are you still watching? And we will see you next week, 8:15. Share the stream, share the clips, keep supporting the show. Interlude events, big up. Manky Beds, big them up. Go check them out on tour. Keep supporting live comedy. Can't wait to get back out there and see your actual faces. Wear your masks. Have a wonderful week. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye.
You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on.